I used to wake up already behind every single morning. My phone would blink with a dozen notifications. My stomach would sink with the weight of an unaddressed to-do list. And by the time my feet even thought about hitting the floor, I'd be sprinting through a mental marathon of stuff I hadn't done yet, stuff I should be doing, and stuff I was already late for. If that sounds familiar to you, then you already know that that is a chaotic and exhausting way to start the day. And honestly, it felt like I was constantly playing catch up with life itself. I tried every color-coded app on the market, every 5-step morning ritual touted by the internet gurus. I had every single miracle morning book lining my shelves. You know the ones. They promise enlightenment and boundless energy even before the sun comes up. But none of it worked for me. I'd start strong for a day or two, but then inevitably I would fall back into my same old irregular patterns. But then one night, when I was too utterly exhausted to even think and too mentally tired to even make one decision, something shifted. I was done. I scribbled 3 things onto a neon pink sticky note, stuck it to my laptop, and went to bed. The next morning, I woke up and I saw that little sticky note glowing under my desk lamp. And without a single moment of decision making, without all of that dread, I just started. I followed the simple instructions I left myself, and by lunch, I was done. Not just done with a few things, but done with the important things, the things that matter. That humble little sticky note, born out of pure desperation, turned into a 2-minute ritual that changed my life. It saves me 2 hours every day. And the best part, no fancy apps, no expensive gear, and no self-proclaimed guru required. Just one tiny tweak that delivers massive returns. If you're new here, I'm Tanya. I'm a music teacher, business owner, and planning fanatic who has made all of the mistakes so you don't have to. And today, I'm gonna show you this one little trick that saves me tons of time every single day. So if that sounds good to you, give this video a big thumbs up and let's get into it. Now let me back up a little bit because it wasn't always like this. 6 months ago, my morning was a masterclass in inefficiency. It was a slow motion car crash full of good intentions that never panned out. My alarm would start blaring at 6:30, but instead of getting out of bed, I would just turn it off, reach for my phone, and scroll in bed till 7. I would lose myself in endless social media feeds or the latest news cycles. Then the panic would set in. Oh no, I'm gonna be late. But instead of springing into action, I would just scroll more, telling myself it was to wake up or catch up on the latest trends or the latest news, on whatever digital noise I thought I was missing. But in reality, it was a procrastination loop of self-sabotage. Then came the next hurdle. Breakfast. I hadn't planned it, of course, so I would open the fridge, stare blankly at its contents, having no idea what I was going to eat, then inevitably just pour myself a bowl of unhealthy cereal and get started with my day. Meanwhile, the mental to-do list for the day seemed to have multiplied overnight like an unchecked wildfire. By the time I got back to my desk, I'd forgotten what I was doing or what email I was even responding to. So, just a 2-minute break, I'd tell myself. I'd watch a YouTube video while I drank my coffee, or maybe scroll some more social media to check out the latest trends. Suddenly it was 10 a.m. and I hadn't done a single thing that would move the needle when it came to my goals. I was busy, constantly in motion, utterly exhausted, and somehow still always behind. Sound familiar? If your head is over there nodding, if you felt that crushing weight of a day slipping away before it's even begun, then please stay with me. Because the flip side of this coin, it's a complete and total transformation. The night it all changed, I had hit peak burnout. I mean the kind of burnout where your eyes are burning from staring at screens all day. Your shoulders feel like concrete blocks. They're so tense. And you still have to pack for a 6 a.m. flight that you had completely forgot about until the notification popped up at 9 p.m. I truly could not handle one more decision. My brain felt like a broken circuit board sparking and fizzling. And every tiny choice from what to wear or should I drink water now felt like scaling Everest. So in a moment of pure, unadulterated desperation, I grabbed the nearest thing next to me, a neon pink sticky note. because of course it was pink. And with a shaking hand, I wrote down just 3 things. Finish slides, 30-minute workout, call mom. That was it. No complicated priority matrices, no color coding, no fancy apps. Just 3 things on a Post-it note. I closed my laptop, stuck it on top, set my alarm for an ungodly hour, and crashed into bed. 7 hours later, my alarm went off. I groggily opened my eyes, and there it was. A neon square glowing faintly under my desk lamp. And here's the magic. Without a single conscious decision, almost on autopilot, I opened PowerPoint. The slides were done by 7:30. The workout finished by 8. I called mom while the coffee brewed, catching her just as she was starting her day. By 8:45, I had packed, showered, and called an Uber to the airport. I headed out the door feeling a very unfamiliar lightness. I spent my flight reading a book for fun instead of frantically trying to finish the slides I really should have done 2 weeks ago. And when I landed, it hit me. I'd hacked my own brain. Simply deciding things ahead of time left my entire day feeling less overwhelming. So what is this life-changing 2-minute upgrade that I now use religiously? It's super simple. And the beauty is it works anywhere. You can use a scrap of paper, the Notes app on your phone, the back of an envelope. The tool doesn't matter. What does matter is the timing and the deliberate act of pre-decision. So here's how it works. Step 1, before you shut down for the night. So usually after dinner or when you start winding down, open your calendar. Yes, your calendar, not a sprawling to-do list. And then I want you to drop in 3 and only 3 task blocks for tomorrow. Not 10, which can overwhelm you before you even start. Not 5, because that's still too many to actually get done. Just 3. These tasks will genuinely be a mix. 1 big, impactful task, 1 medium task, and 1 small, tiny task for a quick win. This ensures you a sense of accomplishment throughout the day without biting off more than you can chew. Step 2, give each block a realistic time estimate. And I mean realistic, not how much time you wish it would take, how much time it's actually going to take. Then slide these blocks up against something that already exists in your schedule. After breakfast, immediately following a client call, whatever. This anchoring helps them feel less like optional additions and more like non-negotiable appointments that you have to keep. Think about it like scheduling a meeting with yourself. Then step 3, and this is crucial. Set a 5-minute buffer on each side of those task blocks. Seriously, just 5 minutes. This isn't about adding padding. This is about giving your life room to breathe. This accounts for the quick, inevitable bathroom break, that urgent Slack message you need to respond to, or simply time to mentally change gears between tasks. That buffer prevents the domino effect of one task running into another until it ruins your entire plan. That's it. 2 minutes tops and you are done. When you wake up in the morning, you don't have to decide a single thing. You don't have to grapple with that morning cortisol fogging up your brain while you decide what you need to do. There's no endless scrolling, procrastinating, no endless to-do list where you're sitting there thinking, what do I need to do first? The calendar owns your choice. You just have to show up and execute. It's a profound shift from reactive to proactive, and it makes all the difference. Now, this isn't just some feel-good hack. There is solid neuroscience behind it. The core principle at play here is decision fatigue, and it is very real. Researchers at the University of Oxford, among others, have found that we make an astounding number of decisions every single day. Some estimates even put it at 35,000 decisions for the average adult. Think about it. Every single tiny decision you make, from what to wear, what to eat, what email to open first, chips away at your mental energy throughout the day. The quality of those decisions and your mental energy deteriorates throughout the day as each hour goes by. This is why Steve Jobs had a closet full of black t-shirts. At the end of the day, your willpower, that finite resource, is simply depleted. By hijacking that last sliver of energy and willpower for the day, when you're still relatively calm and rational. To offload tomorrow's choices, you preserve that precious willpower for the actual work. You're essentially making high-quality decisions when your brain is at the best. saving your morning self from making low-quality reactive ones. Now add time blocking into the mix, and it isn't just putting tasks on a list. It's assigning a very specific task to a very specific time frame with intention. This strategy is a potent antidote to Parkinson's law, which famously states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. So for example, if you give yourself an entire afternoon to write an email, guess what? It's going to take the entire afternoon. But if you assign 10 minutes for it, suddenly it shrinks to fill that box. Tasks don't just get done, they shrink to fit the amount of time you give them, provided the amount of time you give them is reasonable. This hack isn't about rushing, it's about focused intention. Instead of your workday feeling like a landfill of half-done chores and important tasks buried under mountains of busy work, now it feels like 3 perfectly shaped Lego blocks that click together by 3 p.m. or even earlier. Now, of course, like every powerful tool, there are common pitfalls. But don't worry, because I've stumbled into every single one of them, so you don't have to. Trap number 1, you write down 10 tasks instead of 3. Because there's just simply too much to do. You have to do 10. Your brain, bless its little heart, sees that giant wall of to-dos and just says, nope. It's too much to process. It's too many decisions to make before you've even had your first cup of coffee. The sheer volume creates instant resistance. So I want you to embrace radical simplicity. Apply the 1-3-5 rule. 1 big task, 3 medium tasks, and 5 small tasks. Then I want you to choose 1 task from each of those lists. You can do 1 big, 1 medium, 1 small, or you can do 2 medium and 1 small, whichever is going to move the needle most toward your goals. This keeps your load low and the perceived effort manageable. You will be amazed at how much you can accomplish with just focused effort on 3 things. Trap 2, you ignore those transition times and schedule back-to-back tasks. Your schedule looks something like 9 to 11 slide deck, 11 to 12 emails, 12 to 1 presentation notes. You think you're being efficient, but reality, it always punches you in the face. At 10:58, Slack explodes with an urgent message. Or you realize you really need a coffee refill. Your brain just needs a micro break. Without those buffers, 1 task running over by 10 minutes sets your whole day off. So those 5-minute buffers I mentioned earlier, they're not negotiable. They are your mental palate cleanser. They're your time to grab another cup of coffee or get up and take a stretch break without derailing your entire morning. Think of them like tiny pockets of sanity that keep your day running smoothly even when the inevitable happens. Trap number 3, you skip a day of scheduling those 3 tasks because Netflix beckons, or you just don't feel like it that day. To be honest, I tried to do this to myself yesterday. We've all been there. The evening comes, you're exhausted, and the thought of spending 2 minutes planning just feels like another chore. So you think, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow, well, it's a chaotic mess, and you wonder why. The fix for this is to keep a visible streak tally. This can be on a sticky note, this can be in your planner, in your phone. Think of it like the incentive charts we had in elementary school, where the teacher put the little smiley face sticker next to your name. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to break a streak. So if you want to use smiley faces, do it. If you just want to use a check mark, do it. It doesn't matter. The act of keeping that tally will keep you on track. Now, the beauty of this hack is its incredible adaptability. It's not a rigid system. It's a skeleton that you can flesh out to fit your life, your schedule, and your unique demands. The core principle, pre-decide, time block, wake up, execute, remains universally applicable regardless of your life or your profession. So you can keep starting your mornings acting like a dropped ball bouncing from wall to wall, reacting to every external demand and feeling constantly behind. Or you can choose a different way. You can spend 2 quiet, intentional minutes tonight. And you can let me know down in the comments with coffee in one hand and that glorious feeling of freedom in the other. And if you want more productivity hacks, check out this video. And until next time, peace out. Can you stop that, please? Are you gonna come be in the video? I don't even know where I was.